Well, he's the decorated former police sergeant who says a mare called Waxy saved his life. The veteran officer and former racehorse share a deep bond that's given them both a new purpose.
Along a quiet rural road, Robert Plum is slowly getting his life back on track. He feels most at peace when he's riding.
I can't think of words that would describe what differences she's made to me.
It's an unlikely story about a man and his horse.
Good girl.
With every hope of a happy ending.
These horses are the thing that turn people around that are broken.
Would you say she saved your life?
She most definitely saved my life. Good girl.
Constantly exposed to the trauma of violence and crime scenes, police officers face the worst of society. Often the result is post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. In New South Wales alone, workers' compensation claims for mental health have risen almost 50% in the past 5 years.
It's a condition that sneaks up on you. It's almost an invisible cloak that then surrounds you and crushes you.
Today, former Sergeant Rob Plum might wear a country hat, but this hardened ex-cop is being braver than ever. He's about to bear the scars from serving 28 years in the New South Wales Police Force.
I went to very, very dark places. Your self-worth has just gone completely to rock bottom. The thought process is that you're better off not here.
Spending his entire career working on the front line, Rob says he never noticed the call-outs catching up with him.
Everything from Sid's deaths,
leaving 14 people injured.
The type of carnage that you would witness at major accidents.
Breakthrough on the child's identity came yesterday.
Very horrific scenes of violence,
Police divers began a search,
whether it be domestic violence or murders.
When I look back now...
Rob's wife, Deb, says he started to bring the pain of his job home.
Did you feel like you were slowly losing your husband?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We didn't connect anymore at all. It was quite difficult. And the anger was the biggest problem. He'd go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds on something inconsequential. And something that I did today, which was perfectly all right, tomorrow might not be.
Despite earning himself a collection of police medals, Rob started dreading every shift.
I was going to work, quite frankly, in a lather of sweat. And it wasn't from, the heat of the day. It was just simply anxiety. I woke up one morning and I just basically broke down. And my wife said, "That's enough. You've had it. You've gone."
Did you feel relieved by that or defeated?
A bit of both. There's a feeling of guilt that comes over you.
Why do you feel guilty?
Because there's a love for the job and the drive to continue. And really, at that stage, I had to consider my family and give up something that I truly, really did love to do.
Helpless and without a job, Rob continued to spiral into a world of pain.
Come on.
He was willing to try anything.
Go this way, okay?
And luckily, he did.
The equine program was the thing that truly convinced me that I didn't have to go to those dark places anymore, and that there was going to be life after the police.
Even your face has changed, just talking about her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very special.
Rob and Deb admit they were never horsey people, but Waxworks has become a well-loved member of the family. The mare was one of 50 racehorses abandoned in a paddock in southern New South Wales. An overseas buyer got cold feet, leaving the herd to fend for themselves.
Work involved in exporting them from this country to another country became too much, and those horses were slowly starving to death until Racing New South Wales found them and rescued them.
Stand.
Police Legacy encouraged Rob to give equine therapy a go. An 8-month hands-on program where veterans and former emergency service personnel learn horse care, training and riding. They're given a purpose as they work through their recovery from PTSD. The reward, a 5-day trail ride through Kosciuszko National Park.
Kosciuszko was the most rewarding end. By that time, were connected to your animal. You had done the work. You had achieved the goals. That period of time down there was the absolute pinnacle of the graduation.
Rob knew he needed Waxy as much as she needed him. So he officially adopted her and keeps her just down the road from his home on the outskirts of Sydney.
I mean, the day she came off the float, I broke down and I break down every time I get to this stage because it's bringing me back happiness.
He's really in love with that horse.
And his newfound happiness is rubbing off on neighbours, like Les Sini across the road.
It's tough for men to speak up, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Women can do it a lot easier than men. Yeah, men seem to, well, hide in their shell, I suppose.
Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't know, really. It's just a male thing, I think.
And this shows that, if you do speak up,
yeah,
just how much better it can be.
Well, that's right, yeah. And I think that's a great thing.
Rob believes employers, especially emergency services, should be more proactive in preventing PTSD. And when it does take hold, provide better support.
When you see a police officer in the street now, what do you think?
I feel sorry for him. But I also, unfortunately, wonder where will he be in 5 years.
They want their story to encourage anyone carrying the same burden to ask for help.
He's not alone. There's loads and loads of them out there, struggling just the way that he was. Well, is. It's a silent disease. There needs to be an acknowledgement that the stuff that they see is not okay. It's not something that, have a beer, suck it up, you'll get over it,
As Rob and Deb continue on this ride together, they're committed to make life as happy as can be.
Did you ever, Deb, think that you would have to compete with another woman in his life?
I don't mind competing with this one. She's okay.
Are you at peace? Do you feel like you're going to be okay?
I feel like I'm going to survive this, and absolutely especially with the inclusion of Waxy in my life. I'm not fixed yet, and I probably won't ever get to the perfect level, but this has kept me alive.
And if you or someone you know needs help, there is support available. Contact Lifeline. The number's on your screen now. It's 131114. That's 131114.